Kevin and his team are out here every week trying to get these fields ACC ready. But with this game being on Military Appreciation Day, they're adding a little bit of red and white to that Carolina blue. Waddell's success at UNC started with the football team here at Kenan Stadium, and then with the basketball team here at the Dean Dome, and again as a thrower with the track and field team. But Waddell found his fourth home here at the B School, where he earned his MBA and moved on to a career with a different kind of competition. Waddell and Stevenson are part of what is now a 2-year tradition at Chapel Hill, but Balin told me that these two individuals won't be the last Tar Heel Trailblazers.
And in the end, it's not just tuition that's going up, state funding is going down. According to a study from the U.S. Government Accountability Office, this is a trend that's been playing out in the past decade.
For a diver, their performance in the air is just as important as their contact with the water. And to do that, they train on this device. All it takes is a few jumps and a flip. And I'm ready to dive. When you think of concessions, a hot slice of pizza, a cool beverage, or if you're like me, a bag of kettle corn might come to mind. But Steinbacher says that UNC concessions are trying to raise the bar even higher in the kind of foods that they provide. I'm right in front of what used to be one of the goalposts here at Kenan Stadium. And judging by the construction behind me, this is a project that'll take months to complete. These solar panels don't look like much. In fact, they pretty much just sit here. But they're doing a lot to fuel this state's solar industry. Solar energy capacity doubles every 9 to 10 months, and Martin told me that in a decade, around 25% of electrical power will come from solar. Back to you in the studio.
AJ Nwoko live in Raleigh.
If you paint it, they will come, or at least that's the case with Kenan Stadium as workers prepare the tar pit for another home game. It takes a lot to turn this stadium into a game-ready playing field. Athletic Facility Director Kevin Robinson.
But we have about 10 guys that'll be working out here, Thursday and Friday, painting the field and getting it ready. It's a process, you have to paint one color, wait for it to dry, and then come back and fill in with the other colors and stuff like that.
Kevin and his team are out here every week trying to get these fields ACC ready. But with this game being on Military Appreciation Day, they're adding a little bit of red and white to that Carolina blue.
So we're doing some special things with our paint scheme. We got the American flag in the middle, and then we're also doing American flag design in the end zones.
And doing that takes a small team working around the clock and around the field.
Depending on what design we want to go with that week, this week's is a little more detailed than normal, so it takes a couple more hours than usual.
I'm preparing audio for tomorrow's game, so I will plug in what I need where, because when you got the game going, you certainly don't want to be part of the action.
We all come together to get this job done, whether it be painting lines, painting ACC logos, midfield logos.
And once all the elements are ready, all that's left are some fans.
To make this field look as good as it does is definitely a team effort and a process that, again, we enjoy it.
And what fan wouldn't enjoy a process that brought a little bit of the USA to UNC? In Chapel Hill, I'm AJ Nwoko reporting.
1, 2, 3.
For sophomore ROTC student Griffin Buskill, this is what paying for college looks like. It's work, physical work, and not just in the classroom.
The United States Navy is paying my tuition and fees and also providing me a small stipend each month, and then I'm paying room and board through my parents.
And Buskill says this program is more than just a way to pay for college.
It means opportunity. It means just opening doors after I leave University of North Carolina.
But for nursing student Haley Hamilton, the opportunities of college go beyond the $7,500 in loans she takes out every year.
There is just tuition and fees, of course, is extremely expensive. But when you start adding thousands of dollars of textbooks and all that sort of stuff, it really adds up.
And even with a $20,000 Teaching Fellow Scholarship, graduate student Brian Warwick says he expects to pay back nearly $50,000 in loans.
So while it did give me that cushion at the beginning, it's almost like I almost got shafted in the end.
And in the end, it's not just tuition that's going up, state funding is going down. According to a study from the U.S. Government Accountability Office, this is a trend that's been playing out in the past decade.
Since 2007, state funding for public colleges in North Carolina has lost more than $1 billion, while tuition has doubled through the past decade. And across the nation, revenue from state sources is down nearly 10%, while tuition is up 8%. And for Hamilton, Warwick, and even Buskill, it means taking out more loans when scholarships and grants run out.
It's a lot of stress.
I think it's absurd.
I think it's getting a little ridiculous.
But with state universities' tuition expected to increase by almost 4% next year, this situation might get worse before it gets any better. In Chapel Hill, I'm AJ Nwoko reporting. On a typical day in downtown Raleigh, you'll hear the usual honking of cars as they pass, as the city lights remind us to stop, to go, to refuel. A brighter light in the sky is doing the same thing, just making a lot less noise. And these big mirror-like surfaces are turning that silence into energy. NC Solar Now's Gregory Olinar says solar energy just makes sense.
I think it becomes sort of a no-brainer that if you're able to supplement and put in a system that's going to pay for itself in a relatively short period of time, that makes a lot of sense for people financially.
Appalachian State Professor Jack Martin says a little sun is just what we need.
All energy is derived from the sun. It heats the earth, it causes our weather, and wind and tidal and currents are all derivatives of solar power. So it's the power that we need.
These solar panels don't look like much. In fact, they pretty much just sit here. But they're doing a lot to fuel this state's solar industry.
Right now, we've seen a decline in panel prices, and it's been absolutely amazing. It's just been terrific. Our business has doubled in the last 12 months.
In the past 4 years, North Carolina has jumped from number 6 in solar energy production to number 2, right behind California. Even though North Carolina's energy industry is booming, Martin says we still have a long way to go.
Right now, about 1% of the energy, electrical energy that we have is from solar. It's nothing to sneeze at.
To any skeptics still hesitant to see the light, Olinar has this to say.
It's the one investment that's predictable. The sun rises every single day, and we know that it's going to pay off in the future.
And with that, you can bet North Carolina's solar energy future is bright.